So moved. Second. Second, declare open meeting, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Notification of the Open Meetings Act is posted on the back of the room, on the door. Roll call, Melissa. Justin. Present. Myself, here. Wyatt. Here. Caden is absent, hopes to be here at 6 o'clock. Chance. Yep. Okay, number 6, approve the agenda.
To approve the agenda as presented.
Second. Moved and seconded to approve the agenda, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Number 7, the celebration of excellence, seniors work-based learning, and Fridays at Northeast Community College. You guys are up.
Yes.
Sure, you lied. There's only 6 people.
Oh, I guess I'm starting.
Introduce yourself, tell us where you went, and then tell us a little bit about what you did on Fridays.
Okay. My name's Addie Hodson. I think most of you know that. I went to the Bloomfield Vet, and I helped there on Fridays. I don't know. I did a little bit of everything. I helped Brady do large animal stuff a couple times. I did some smaller animal stuff with Ashley a lot. Did a lot of vaccines and just checkups. I saw a couple surgeries. Yeah, a lot of stuff with cows. Kind of stinky sometimes. Yeah, I feel like I really liked it. That helps.
What do you plan to do with it? Like, tell them why you chose that career.
Well, I want to be a vet, so I thought that was very fitting. It was a good experience to see if I actually liked it or not, and I do. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm working there the rest of the summer too, so.
And then this fall, what are you doing?
I'm going to SDSU for animal science to be a vet, hopefully.
Large animal and small animal.
That's you.
Okay, so I'm Mallory. I went to Northeast on my Fridays to work on getting my CNA. So basically, we just did skills, quizzes, workbook, and we worked on that till the end of May. And then we took our state exam like last week. So that's pretty much all I did.
And you passed.
So I'm a CNA, yeah. Oh, and in the fall, I'm going to Southeast for nursing. So I needed that to get into nursing school, so I figured that would be a perfect time to get it. So, yeah. That's it.
Let's see. Carter.
Yep.
My name is Carter Parr, and I help Chance Jacobson, CNA Firewood and Tree Rope Services. I've worked there for 2 years, and so it was kind of just an easy pick of what I was going to do for my Friday things. I learned how to run that sump grinder. I put a brand new motor in that sump grinder and kind of learned a little bit of the ins and outs of that sump grinder. Replaced a clutch in it, and I just learned to cut trees, kind of how to work on pickups, changed oil, changed diff fluids, trans fluids, just kind of a lot of stuff with motors. And I'm going to Midwest Speedboat Group, it's a technical school outside of Sioux City for Peterbilt, and then I'll be a diesel mechanic for about 5 years. It's my contract at least for 5 years.
What were you doing today down the street?
Cut trees and then another guy to that stump. That's why it's a little bit late, because I got off late. I wanted to be done around 4:30, 4:45. I got home at 5:10.
That's good work to get here by 5:30.
I'm not all the way clean. Got some dirt left from all that sap.
Good job, guys.
You all feel it's been worthwhile
Yes, sir.
experience? You
Yes,
enjoyed
sir.
it?
Yeah.
It's good to hear. Yeah, thanks for coming and sharing with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Good job, thank you.
Move on to number 9 then, public comment. Assume we might have some comments. next.
Are we gonna do-
Want to keep going? Oh, I did skip, sorry, skip the consent agenda. Let's start out with the minutes on that.
Just, yeah, that's correct. Yep, all those were corrected, so I'm good.
Great.
I'm good with the agenda as presented.
Go to the financials here, look those over.
I did put a new revenue insert in your packet. Came in today and are pretty healthy. May's usually one of our top 3 months of the year for revenue, so those are very fresh reports for
On the activity fund balance report, there's a couple of accounts that are negative. When do those get reconciled?
Oh, they may actually float from year to year. Auditor doesn't really like it, that we have some of those sub-accounts that might finish the fiscal year in the red. But those are balances that carry over from year to year, and some of them run in the red and are subsidized, routinely. We just kind of monitor and watch and see if they've got something specific coming up that's a more significant expense than in previous years. Most of them just run cyclically, but auditor kind of brings that to our attention every year, but they're all these little sub-buckets in the big bucket of the activity account, so we don't always bring them all back up to zero. But we do obviously subsidize, athletics significantly in the activity fund.
So why is that? Why don't they all just get zeroed, or I guess by running a negative balance, I guess what's that, does that tell you that that fund was used more than we planned, or?
It just depends on maybe what that sponsor is planning or doing, in a particular year or over the course of several years, if they're, working on, something that maybe they have to save up for several years, but, yeah, we could subsidize it with general fund dollars, we haven't.
Questions on the financials in it, on the claims pages?
What is the Canon Financial Services? That's where we get our copiers from. We're leasing them, lease to buy, or we're buying them actually, so that's our monthly payment.
How many months does that payment go on? Plainview yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nothing else there, we've, just need a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded to accept the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Okay, now we can move on to public comment, number 9. We have some people who want to speak tonight. Anybody?
I do.
Yeah, I guess I suppose I better read our public comment policy then. Now, the portion of the agenda set aside for public comment, each person wishing to address the board will be recognized by the board president and must stand and state your name and have up to 5 minutes to speak and only one opportunity to do so. Please remember this meeting of Plainview Public Schools Board of Education is held in public, and comments that are conduct that are lewd, obscene, profane, slanderous, threatening, or hostile will not be tolerated. You further advise there's no legal protection of any comments that are made. Public comments is an opportunity for patrons to express their concern or support for school business. Public comments is not an opportunity for open dialogue with the board while in open session. Board members will listen and take comments under advisement. Patrons are encouraged to follow board policy if they have a concern about personnel or school operations. So, go ahead, Melissa.
So, my name is Melissa Dorr. I'm not talking as a board member, I'm talking as a member of the community, a mother, a taxpayer, and I want to address the board member as such. I would like to ask the board openly to address the gatekeeping of the agenda, as I have witnessed for well over a decade, including my 4 years on the board. In that time, I've tried to get on the agenda multiple times before I was on the board and currently being on board. Always gate kept by the board president, superintendent, before you, Tim, but not limited to you. So I am speaking out of deep frustration and growing concern regarding what appears to be a significant breakdown in transparency, governance, and access within this district. One of the fundamental responsibilities of a school board is oversight. A board cannot effectively govern if it is unable to meaningfully place items on the agenda, raise concerns for discussion, or receive timely consideration of issues brought forward, not just by the public, but by the elected board members themselves. What I have observed as a board member is a structure in which agenda feels access is tightly controlled, to the point that meaningful open discussion, not just in the committee meetings, but in public, can become nearly impossible for anyone not in the inner circle when there's the process bringing forward topics. It becomes so hard and difficult that even board members struggle to have matters considered. We have to ask ourselves an important question: who is truly governing? There is no hierarchy here, just members with more responsibility. A superintendent is employed by the board. The board is elected by the people. His role is to carry out the board direction, not to function in a position where authority becomes so centralized that meaningful oversight is diminished. Healthy governance requires accountability, transparency, and an environment where disagreement or differing viewpoints are not quietly sidelined, but openly addressed. This is not about personalities. It is not about conflict. It is about process, balance, and ensuring that no single individual becomes so insulated from oversight that board management and approval begin to feel optional. The public deserves transparency. Board members deserve the ability to do the jobs that they were elected to do. We are elected, we are not appointed, and it is our duty to the people here to do them their due diligence. This district deserves a governance structure where accountability is real and not performative. I urge the board to seriously examine the barriers surrounding the agenda access and ask whether the current process truly reflects transparency and shared governance, or whether it has created an imbalance of power that should concern us all. Thank you.
Okay, do you have anybody else to speak? Okay, if not,
I rise in support of Melissa.
I'm Julie Burkhauser, and no board member should have to go into the public to state her views, to have them heard. And it's sad that she had to. It's sad that the rest of the board members won't consider everybody's views. It's really hard to look at people and see them not understand the rules as a board member. You guys oversee the superintendent, the principals. We elect you to oversee them. You're working for us. The taxpayer dollars that we are providing are your responsibilities. You're not doing us a service by allowing him to mandate what's on the agenda, to make unsolicited phone calls to people, to, I don't want to say bully, but the things that I've heard in this community from people, I'm ashamed that this has gotten this far, that the board has allowed it to get this far. And I really want you guys to self-reflect on this. To see if this is what you guys want to endure for another 4 to 6 years. We're trying to pass, you guys are trying to pass a bond for $32.5 million. Where Pierce is now going for $9 million. Their students, they have a higher number of students, and they're down to $9 million. I know that it's this week, but I really hope that that people go out and vote no against both of them. Because what will happen is if we are annexed, we're still on the hook for all of this. There's no guarantee that we will, there's no guarantee that we won't. But I really feel that the board needs to step up and support what's best for the community and for the administration.
I'm Joan Alexander, and I guess I hold a different view. I've come to a lot of board meetings over the years, not just now during the bond issue. And I've been at the school multiple years. Dr. Arlt is, I have never had a superintendent that has talked to the kids. The kids all know him by name. He goes down and makes sure they get on the bus, that they don't get run over. Kudos to you, Doctor. I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of the board. Thank you for everything you do. It can't be a fun job.
Vicki Peterson, past school board member, so I certainly know what's going on and everything. And it's not an easy job, and it's an unpaid job, and kudos to everything that you do. But I will say that Dr. Arl's been fair. When I was on the board underneath him. Our job was to supervise the superintendent. He does everything else. So it is a big major job. But I felt that the board has the rights. You can voice your opinion. You can be heard, and we're here to listen. They're here to listen. And you can go to an executive session and talk about that too, if you feel it's that important, or that you feel that you need to have a vendetta against somebody, or you're not being heard. Can't you do that? No. Make a motion.
Is not currently on the agenda.
Always have the right to vote. Anybody else want to speak?
Yeah, Doug Hall. Maybe there's a few missing links here, seems like, about what happened at the last board meeting, Vicki, that you don't know about, that, as some people say, I should be educated, maybe you should be educated. That's why Melissa said what she did tonight. There was an issue last board meeting. And she didn't call for a special session, somebody else did. And 2 other people sided with her that there was an issue that needed to be talked over. But did you hear about a
Yeah.
special board meeting?
What was it about? I didn't hear about it either. What was it?
Let them tell you.
What's the special board meeting about?
It was about, an item that was on the agenda. It was not put on the agenda. It was about, behavior between superintendent and board. We wanted to handle that at a time, right in the middle. We didn't feel it was the time to do that. Handle it right now with, that type of discussion, so, person who brought that forth, we decided that we would talk about it tonight at the next regular board. Anybody else want to talk? Okay, if not, we're gonna move on then to number 10, policy service options.
Well, as you know, we need to transition from our policy service provider that we've had for many years, since I came on board 10 years ago, so I assume we've been with NASD policy service. Could be for decades, and so they've served us well. the untimely death of Jim Luby last fall compelled NASB to make a transition to co-op with Perry Law, have Perry Law essentially be the manager of the policy service through NASB. Okay, so I presented to you last month a handout from NASB about our policy support options. One of them does promote the Spark services for that purpose. Spark Online Publishing. So we made a transition away from your binders many, many months ago, and that's been helpful. So I watched a training session on Thursday of last week. One is being prepared for the board to review as well. This isn't something that needs to happen in the next month, but probably by August would be good for the board to make a decision on the direction you want to go for your policy service provider. I would recommend that we stay with NASB Perry. Your option would be whether you want to go with the Spark Online Publishing or not. That comes with an additional cost. And we'll be able to show you, and NASB will be able to show you what that looks like, what that platform looks like, because several schools already use that service, not only for their school board meetings, but for their policy service. So we're not in danger of having our policies not be valid, but we do have a transition that is imminent. That I would recommend be kind of a priority this summer for us.
Spark handles the meetings and the policy.
Yes, you can use it for either or, doesn't have to be both, but each come with a membership fee.
Is that where each board member has their own
Yeah.
device and
Yep.
follow along with the meeting?
Yep, they're automatically updated and easily accessible, more so even than what we currently have that we transitioned to several months ago. So it's a more modern feature to manage your policies, which obviously is your governing structure for your school district, so.
So you're recommending staying with, doing the NASB Perry Law route?
Yeah, it'd be less expensive than if we transitioned to KSB, for example, and it'd be it would be more seamless from our current experience for our policies.
What's the comparison to what their costs are now with the service, with either of
Yeah,
those services?
it'd be over $1,000 more annually. So, our service was less than $500 a year, which is, pretty minimal. The transition to KSB we looked at about 5 years ago was nearly $10,000, not annually, but just that initial transition, and then more on an annual basis. So this would be $1,750 annual fee for option one, which includes the Spark Online Publishing platform.
This will be down there in a couple months, we need to know.
So just heads up.
I would say, yeah, it's just a heads up. I did put this document in your folder last month. I can produce it for you again. It's just a simple 5-page, 3-page document. It just gives you a very general overview, but I would like to arrange for NASB to provide a feature Zoom meeting for you, or training. I think she's actually recording a brief training session, less than an hour, to show the features of the Spark Online Publishing option for their new policy service.
So Spark is tied to NSAB, or?
Yes.
So our policies will go from a Google Drive format to whatever their service
It goes
is?
to, yeah, Spark Online Publishing platform.
Melissa, was this something that you responded to that did you not like one of these?
I will not attend a meeting with Marcia Herring. Again, I have done that, and I will not do that again.
So it's just specifically about her, not the?
Yes, I'm not closed-minded to doing, committee meetings another way. I will not attend with her.
Okay. So it didn't have anything to do with the Spark versus the KSB route, or the KSB route?
No.
Okay. I don't know much about anyone, to be honest.
I think it was just, he was trying to get policy committee together to just take the test drive of what this is able to do.
And as soon as I hear from Lindsay, Lindsay Hedrick at NASB was producing the overview. If that's a link I can push out to the committee or to full board, I'll do that. So as soon as that's prepared, I expect it this week.
Just will send it to the full board if you have it.
Yeah, and that'll just start to give you a look and a feel for it, and then we can keep moving from there.
Okay. Move on to number 11 then, the Building and Ground Committee report. Wyatt and I met together tonight with the science teachers. They wanted to share with us kind of some things that they need updated in their rooms, mainly dealing with ventilation. Right now they don't have any way to ventilate chemical gases and things like that out of the room, other than one small fan in the chemical storage part. Also, some of the plumbing doesn't work. There's some hot water. They like hot water. There's only one sink with hot water. What else?
One of the main parts, eye wash stations.
Eye wash station.
And this squishy room, it would be nice. And there's options there for that stuff installed, like, so they're all very reasonable with Wes, dealing with kid safety, I think it's a no-brainer. You know, we put it on the timeline anyway. They're gonna put together a list of requests anyway that we have. We'll budget for them, right? That's what we need.
Some of the cabinetries, original, and the doors don't open, held together by 2x4s, 2x6s.
So what is the solution for the ventilation? Is there a hood unit, or what is the solution?
Well, you could go with something in the ceiling anyway, and there is vent access anyway in the chemical room that we might be able to tie, those vents into, anyway, potentially, or you could punch in, making out the west wall there. We'll just, we'll figure out the best solution. I don't think it's anything too complicated anyway with the request, so.
So did we breathe in fume when we were in there, or what?
Yeah, probably did.
Is that what?
She said they had a student that got pretty sick, had to step out, because the fume was positive.
So they'll identify I guess what they notice
Yep,
anyway. and
what they
we'll
want.
We'll find a
They're gonna,
contractor
yeah,
to,
some wish list.
give us a bid.
Yep, give us a wish list of what they want, and we'll budget for it. We'll get it done.
And that's been on the building and grounds list for quite some time now. It's, we need to get together and kind of put those in priority again, decide what we're gonna do. Anything else there, building and grounds wise?
That's it.
Okay, number 12, the board strategic planning goals. We put that kind of on hold here. I would like to get together and talk, have our second session with the goals. We also want to get the budget committee, together to kind of look at those long-term goals. A lot of that kind of depends on how things turn out tomorrow, where our priorities will land. So we've kind of just been waiting until that. That's okay with you guys. Budget committee first. And we'll try and put together another meeting where we can talk goals, tie that into some other things maybe.
Yeah, so we had our first meeting on that, we just kind of need to refine it. Dr. Arl wasn't able to attend that one. We did have that rest of administration, so that was good. So, yeah, definitely a second meeting to refine that.
I thought it was good.
It was good.
Okay, number 13, unicamera review.
Well, in your folder, you got a 53-page document. I'll just let you, marinate on that for the next month if you'd like, and if there's anything that you want any further details on, how anything in particular with regard to the Unicamel's activities this spring is gonna filter down and dramatically affect what we do. If there was anything, you know, I've been giving you little brief updates as they've been in session. And now here's the whole story, so, enjoy that and let me know if there's anything that you'd like, any further details on, I'll be happy to provide those.
Anything that you wanna highlight or caught your eye that you wanna point out? Nothing major. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, we'll look that over then. We'll move on into our policy review. And now it's 20101 tonight. That did deal with some board powers and responsibilities. And we've also got one dealing with the agenda to kind of address some issues that we had from last month's meeting, some not getting discussed, not getting on the agenda for discussion. So read over that, please let me know questions, concerns.
I definitely think the committee needs to get together and look at advice in this. You know, regarding the agenda, you know, receiving the agenda on Thursday.
Let's maybe wait until we pull that one up, just so we can see it.
Oh, this is board, I'm sorry, board powers.
Any, I think a lot of discussion last month was about, you know, the administration making a decision to end school early, or not end school early. And I guess, you know, whether or not that's a board decision, or we trust the administration to make that decision, I guess was kind of what we got caught up in some of that. My feeling is that that's more of an administrative decision. If the teacher, or if the administration thinks that, you know, that's what's best for the students, I guess I'm gonna lean on them. They're kind of the experts that are here every day. You know, if that's something we wanna put into policy when we do the calendar next year, we could look at that, you know, that, hey, we have a review every, you know, May, as we get to May, by April meeting, we can put in policy, I guess. Boards to review that, you know, I don't know how much you wanna get involved in it.
Administration obviously sets up the beginning, you know, the calendar and we approve it. So, I mean, if it's not a board decision, then why are we approving the calendar? If we're looking at shortening the school year, for instance, you know, just lack of snow days or whatever reasons, you know, the administration can't necessarily shorten it because it's a financial decision, because we have contracted days. And so the board would have to make a decision on that, whether we.
Depending on how many days you.
Right, right, so again, there's a board decision, so I firmly believe it is a board decision. You know, again, this is something that we've talked about for a long time, it just seems like it keeps getting kicked down the road. We have discussion on it, and it's always, well, we'll talk about the next meeting, or wait till fall, or wait till spring. And then the spring argument was certainly a valid argument, we don't know how the weather's going to turn out. But you know, when you come in, and it goes back to the next policy though, is getting the agendas late on a Thursday or Friday, you know, Thursday typically, you know, geez, a standard person only gives you so much time to look at it, you're gonna miss some things that you don't see on there. So it's kind of two things in one. But it was just the combination of things that just felt like that decisions were being made without us being allowed to give our input. And it's just frustrating on that end.
Let's maybe move on to the next policy, 20410. So yeah, our policies does say the documents are supposed to be, supporting documents and the tentative agenda should be out 3 days prior to the meeting. We're always been at 4, we've always been on Thursday, normally by noon.
Yeah, but are 3 days like 3 days, or are they 3 businesses? Because you know,
3 days.
I mean, you do a lot of other things, it doesn't matter about the weekend, they count business days in life.
3 days, it's kind of like a weekend. Just, from what I understand, it's pretty standard procedure, it's 3 days. Like I said, we're at 4 days, if you get it Thursday at noon, you got.
I guess, you know, I can't remember having, in my 8th year anyway, I think I've always had it on Thursday. That's just what precedence has been, anyway. So I don't think I've ever gotten it earlier than a Thursday, ever.
But you'll get,
I've
you
never-
get a draft agenda earlier in the week though.
Agenda only, not packet.
Right,
Yeah,
I understand, but we don't even, but the rest,
I
the
can
board,
explain
the other
that.
board members don't even get a draft agenda earlier in the week. And I guess, and the point is on this, and it's, I just think it needs to be reviewed and revised.
Yeah.
I don't think 3 days is enough, at least for the first time that you get to see an agenda. I understand maybe a complete packet can't come out,
Yeah.
you know.
So we get it on Tuesday, Tim and I will give our stamp of approval on Tuesday.
Mhm.
Then we don't see a packet though, anyway. The rest of the deliverables anyway come on Thursday for us, and we just like to do for you,
Mhm.
anyway. But, I thought we talked maybe one time, maybe posting this electronically, and it evolving as the week goes. Would that help if we did something like that?
I think anything that
Tim and
gets
I-
information to board members when as things happen, because, you know, you look at the agenda, several, maybe not this agenda, but in agendas, there's several things that, you know, at the end of this meeting, next week, something's gonna pop, you know you're gonna talk about it in the next meeting. Well, just let us know.
Yeah, I mean, 90% of the time, it's not a big deal, but sometimes there's something that maybe I know a little bit about, or Justin, or whoever, and maybe we wanna make a few calls, you know, or we wanna look into something, so that we're a little bit more educated. If we get it Thursday, we're all working full-time and have other things going on. By the time you sit down and look at it, it's Saturday or Sunday, maybe the place you wanna call isn't open, you know, or, maybe you call on Monday, this happened, you call on Monday, well, I'll get that back to you here this week, well, I needed it tonight, you know?
So maybe.
Just if we know there's some specific things that we know we're gonna be talking about the next one, it'd be nice to have a chance to even just wrap our minds around it. I don't come to snap judgments all the time.
So maybe after Tim and I get a first viewing of it, anyway, we can post it electronically, anyway, and then as it evolves during the week, we can make the final draft on Thursday. Is that okay? Or do you wanna have a final draft on Tuesday?
No, I'm not asking for a final draft.
Because honestly.
Final draft on Thursday is fine, but I just want communication before, like a mid-month update, like, hey, here's a couple things that we already know we're gonna be talking about.
Well, the
I don't have
agenda-
all the packet together, or I do have this one, some information, here,
Okay.
start chewing on this, start asking
So
questions.
you want more heads up, is what you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it have to be finalized by, what time does that have to be finalized?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Well, and that's not
That's the first
finalized,
draft
that's
of the
just to
paper.
be published, so it
But if
goes to
there's
the
an agenda
paper.
change,
The agenda can change up to 24 hours prior to. the
24
meeting.
hours, so that's part of it too, is catching that. You know, if we were to catch something on Sunday that we needed in the agenda, too late, you know, if we're having a meeting Monday, by the time you get that posted.
I just think it's unreasonable to ask people to get it on a Thursday, you know, you have work hours, you get maybe an afternoon, and then you get your weekend. So yeah, I just want more communication.
It's, you know, it's been that way, I guess, since we got on the board, it was always just said vice president, president on Monday. I think somebody told me here that some other boards get the whole board gets the agenda on Tuesday.
Well, just because it was done that way for the last 30
Yeah.
years doesn't mean that
No.
that's our argument we're using about building this new school.
It's,
No,
it's policy, so I've just followed.
I'm not
policy.
saying that you haven't
I've
been
just
Yeah,
doing anything
we're just
wrong.
talking about-
We're just talking about changing.
Yeah.
Maybe tweaking it.
So on Monday, I'll put it, because it will evolve, it will auto update. So I always put the cyclical items on Monday, you know, what comes up this month. Because I go back to the previous 10 agendas for May, what do we do in May every year? So I use those to make sure we handle these cyclical items that need to come up on an annual basis. And then if something, you know, is left over, or we know we've got a topic for discussion, so I prepare that, I'll post it on Monday, and then it can evolve it can evolve almost for an entire week.
Do you want to have a deadline as far as when it can change though?
No, I mean, we already have that deadline, 24 hours.
24 hours.
I mean, things happen, things change, I mean,
So-
I just want more communication.
That, I mean, something could get put on where, you know.
Well, I know,
I'm
and
caught
it's-
off guard anyway.
And that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it's better
most
for one
times-
issue to
most times.
cut you off.
Yeah,
guard
right.
than-
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, there's a lot of this that, you know, like about middle of the month, you're like, oh, hey, let's, you know, I wanna talk about this during the meeting. Okay, well, it's on there, it's gonna be on the agenda, we'll just tell somebody, or just have it somewhere. I mean, it's these snap decisions don't help anything when you're trying to make, you know, we're making large dollar decisions, or we're making decisions that impact students or ourselves or teachers.
I understand that, you only got one business day to do any
Well, that's-
research or.
And the calling thing, I
Well,
mean, we
and
ran into that.
This has been an ongoing conversation for months. It's like we keep asking, can we see it in advance, kind of like with the budget? Can we dive deeper into the budget instead of just trusting the committee? Because there's a lot of times when things show up on this agenda and I'm like, holy cow, did we budget for that? That seems like a lot of money. And I just have to go by the budget committee's word that it was budgeted for. And that is not me doing my due diligence. And asking to either have something as a focus on the agenda or just getting on it in general, this has been an ongoing conversation for months. Like, we've been asking.
What other ones have
different-
not made the agenda?
Yeah,
What
he
other
has
things have-
asked to see the agenda multiple times, Justin, he has been like, can we get
Like
this
than-
earlier in the week?
Well, right, but we've always got it on Thursday since December. We've got it on Thursday, we got it Thursday night one
He
time.
keeps asking, he keeps
So,
asking to get it
well,
earlier.
that's what we're working on now. Okay,
Now,
if we
why
get-
now? Why is it so different now?
Well, why don't we get the committee together, and you guys can come up with, you can discuss this, maybe we wanna change it. And we make it available to everybody on Monday, I mean, or Tuesday, is that, I understand why you want stuff earlier, I mean, that's, I don't see a real problem with it.
So if we make a change.
But if you're always able to make a change to it, or, you know, up until that 24 hours if we need to. And I failed to get that school discussion on the agenda last month. We were busy with lots of things I didn't get on. And, I wish I would've, I didn't do it, so I will take the blame on that.
To update this though, what's the steps? Committee gets together and suggests a change, then you have to have two readings of it.
We have to have approval and 2 readings.
There's something in state statute on it though too that we probably can't change.
Well, I imagine there's
It's
some.
probably 24
There's some
hours.
Open Meetings Act language, but nothing that would
Can we
prohibit you
revise
from.
this? Can we have a change in the way we do it? Or do we can't change anything until this is changed, correct?
That's just kind of the minimum standard,
Well,
right?
that's what I was wondering, is that,
You can always set precedents.
okay.
Okay, if you wanna have it on Monday, like Dr. Earl's offering, yeah, we can do it. Okay, that's not a problem at all.
Okay, even if it's outside policy.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We can set precedents anyway. We can be flexible, sure.
Okay, I just didn't know
This is
how-
the minimum.
Okay.
We don't do the minimum anyway, but if Dr. Earl's offering to do it on Monday, is that adequate from what you had?
I think the committee are, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can do that.
But-
Anyway, and still, a board member has 24 hours anyway to request something put on the agenda.
It's not to put on is the question, it's just
Yeah,
getting aware.
so,
Yeah.
you know, I know you're falling on your sword there on, about the school calendar next time anyway, but, I mean, it's on all of us. If we wanted to have that discussion,
You
we
had
did,
to.
all of us could have requested it.
Right,
24 hours ahead of time.
I could've been reminded of it,
Yep.
you know, up till
So-
24 hours before the meeting.
Yeah, let's change precedents. Let's have it on Mondays now.
We still need to have their policy, you know, worded differently.
Well,
We need to update.
I don't
You
know
want to-
that, I don't know that you do. You just tell me when you want it and I'll
No,
make it happen. Pushing out on Monday is not gonna be a violation of this policy.
It's not, but I do want to update the policy, because again, you kept going back to this is the way we've always done, this is the way we've done it. Well, just when the next board comes in, I want them, when they read policy, that this is the way it's done now.
Okay.
We
Good enough.
do wanna be, I don't know that we wanna finalize policy on a Monday if.
No, I agree, I
You
understand.
know, but even just giving us time to think about it and call people, you know, have people call you, and that's what I do a lot of times, I see stuff on policies, I kind of poll around. So that gives me time to make some calls and see what people in town think.
And you'd like some heads ups anywhere?
I'm gonna increase the language in this that it requires or encourages more communication than what we're currently doing.
We gotta make sure that we don't break any Open Meetings Act by having too many electronic discussions, so.
Well, I understand discussions, I know, I understand,
Can't have
but just,
discussions.
but just information going one direction.
Yeah,
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I mean, I don't think that's a problem for everybody to know what's going on. I think that's good, honestly. Because, I mean, it's very rare that we really add anything to the agenda. You know, we've got a pretty good system of what we, you know, obviously there's some things that are on there that are coming up.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's, yeah, it looks good, go ahead, so. Any other comments on that? Okay.
No, wait.
Yeah, one
School calendar. Okay, we'll piggyback on this. It's not, if we're gonna, if you wanna have that discussion anyway, there's gonna have to be a quicker discussion other than March anyway, where we're actually gonna have to start to be flexible, maybe on snow days or something like that. So maybe we can have that discussion, maybe policy committee can also have that discussion on when they wanna have that discussion anyway, during the year, if we have that option anyway. That
Policy would that be?
I'm not sure if it's policy or just precedence, I don't know.
Okay.
You know,
It's not gonna matter, this winter's gonna snow like crazy.
maybe.
You mentioned, you know, even just put in a metric that if
Yeah.
certain things hit,
I'd like-
then this just automatically happens.
I mean, I'm not
Versus-
sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all.
I don't really have a dog in the fight, I really don't care either way, anyway, but I wanna make sure that everybody be heard on that, so. We can't do it in March, can't do it in April, anyway, so, we can give the principal and the superintendent, anyway, a
Well, we can
chance to
do-
be flexible on that.
We can do
Way
it
to
in
be
April. You
flexible.
can do it in April. There are several school districts that announced they shortened their schedule.
I don't know what the right thing is, so. I'm asking.
Osmond did, I mean, Osmond just is a local one. So, I mean, you can make those decisions.
Okay.
I remember discussing it a year ago, like next year, we're gonna assess the snow days.
I don't remember that, so, okay.
Do you remember
Could be.
that?
I remember it's something we've been talking about, it gets talked about and then it gets shelved, and I don't know where that shelf is that it gets put on, because then we forget it's on there.
Okay.
60201 is the school calendar.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could say, you know, I wanna review the calendar in April in case any, you know, snow days.
I guess when it comes to school calendar, I just want a sensible look at it. I just feel our school district, I mean, you can have arguments that, yes, having a longer school year is good for students. You can also have the argument that other students benefit from a shorter school year. I mean, I want that discussion, I want that argument. On a personal note, I feel our school year is too long. I would much rather have more control of my child and let her be home more than the school having her. But that's not for everybody, but that's a good discussion to have.
I don't know that we can have that discussion in one board meeting and have it all figured out. I'm not gonna claim to know more than the administrators or teachers on that, and I don't really care either way. But, I'd like to talk to the teachers and see what they think. Maybe they need more personal days in the classroom, maybe they don't. Maybe they want the kids there longer, maybe they want them there shorter. I'd like to kind of poll them and see what their thoughts are.
Well, and that's the whole thing, let's talk about it with the teachers, let's talk about it
I've started.
amongst ourselves, without being accused of anything, or yelled at, or told, you don't care about the salaries. No, I absolutely do. I absolutely do care about that. I want to make sure that everybody is taken care of here. There is no need for the unnecessary stuff, like an actual conversation held amongst the
It's gonna have to be fluid too, because every year will be different.
I
There'll be a year coming up
have
when we
some
have 10
ideas, but I don't
snows.
wanna bring it up.
Oh, this isn't a
Yeah.
discussion
Yeah.
topic. I don't wanna.
But no, it's more than one discussion,
Yeah.
exactly. Just, you have the discussion, our ideas are articulated, best decision, you know, that's the deal with yours, so yeah. I don't know what shelf you put that on, so we keep talking about it, but, or how we do that.
What month we approve the calendar?
February or?
February, we'll approve the calendar, that would be the following.
Yeah, right.
I think we talked about this,
Yeah, we certainly start on it, yeah.
Okay, here we go. 15 action items, discuss and take possible action on setting substitute teacher salary for 26 and 27. Recommending a $5 a day increase for sub teachers for 26, 27. Okay.
Is this
I
gonna be
think,
the-
our substitutes, our substitute teachers, we have anywhere from 2 to 10 on any given day, it seems. And they feel very much like our staff members. They're our neighbors, the people that we know and work with quite a bit. We've got, I think, 5 of them that have subbed upwards of 70 to 100 days. Kel, would that
Yes.
be? So when we give a raise to classified, a raise to certified, I mean, there's been a couple of years we didn't give a raise because, you know, it was supply and demand, we thought, well, we're, you know, we're not hurting to, and we're within, you know, the comparative number of, school districts in the area, but, $5 a day on both the regular rate and the long-term rate is
Do we have an array?
nominal and reasonable. I usually go with conference schools plus Osmond and
I
Creighton.
meant like, do we have one to present or not?
No.
Is this a response to just like an array or?
Yeah, so superintendents every year have a variety of questions. Hey, what do you do for this and that and the other thing? And sometimes somebody puts a spreadsheet together, puts it all on there for us, but usually it's just an email chain and, superintendent salaries or superintendent pay rate is one of those that annually we just kinda chat about. Where are you at and what are you gonna do?
I'll make a motion to approve a raise of $5 a day for substitute teachers for the 26-27 school year to $145 a day and $190 a day for long-term subs.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to approve a raise of $5 a day for substitute teachers for 26, 27 school year to $145 a day and $190 a day for long-term subs. Any other discussion? If not, we'll vote. Melissa?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Wyatt?
Yes.
Hayden?
Yes.
Chance?
Yes.
Okay, motion carried 6-0. Number 16, the activities director report.
Pretty good.
District track, district golf, athletic banquets Thursday. Last year when you guys purchased the timing system, you wanted an update. So the 5 track meets we had to offer it the way that we did would have cost us $6,000, we didn't have to pay it. We rented it 3 times that $1,800, so it'll pay for itself in about 4 years. To give you an update on that. And then I brought up last meeting about possibly having an assistant AD, not more adding a staff member or anything, just dividing my compensation with another person, just so we have more sets of eyes on something and try and be a little more efficient.
Do you have somebody in mind for that?
Yeah, I've talked to one person, so I haven't got for sure yes or no yet, but I have talked to them.
We need to make that an action item in the future meeting? Yeah. When do we?
Once they,
when do we-
they gotta probably accept it.
Yeah, so I can talk.
We got it, I guess, yeah, I guess we do it either way, accept it or create the position and then.
Sure. But you probably don't want, if you don't find the right person here, we're probably not gonna have it, is that right?
Yeah, probably, but I mean, I've talked to them, and they're interested, so I just haven't finalized anything, cause I haven't shared this stuff with you guys, so.
So we'll just look forward to it.
Might be coming up then in
Yeah.
a month. or two.
Look at June or probably.
Okay.
I'm interested, Kate.
No, I'm not.
Okay, principals report number 17.
I don't have anything additional to add to what you have with you.
Superintendent's report.
Okay, we've got, Mr. Mueller is gonna finish sprinkling the infield. So we've got identified where all the The brown spots are certainly around the perimeter of the football field, so he's gonna finish, that off. Jim's got summer school, and Coach Mr. Schmidt does as well. Jim's obviously a little more intense and a little more formal. We'll need to talk about a budget workshop date for the summer. Usually in July sometime, by third week, so you can maybe set that date in June. And also in your folder, you have some estimates on Pirate Gym bleachers, and also painting and potential acoustic sound barriers. So those would be for you to consider at a later, it's not a summer project, that'd be a potential summer 27 consideration, but it starts to give you an idea about what those estimates might be. Okay, that's all I have for you, and Mr. President, permission to be excused.
Yeah, go ahead, Honor. Number 19 is the President's Report, and I just wanted to mention, we talked about this, I guess, for quite some time. NASB offers a board self-assessment program. It's basically an online survey that they will send to each one of us. And it's pretty much the same as the superintendent. I mean, it's not the same, but it's in the same format. It's similar questions we get from our superintendent email. And every person's gonna get, I don't know, get like 5 days or something to finish it. And you answer accordingly to what your feeling is how the board is working, not yourself, but you answer how you think the board is working in this area. And everybody will complete that. You send it back to NASB. You can just have the data yourself if you want, or they're willing to have somebody come up and kind of interpret that, give us suggestions on where we need to work on, what we need to work on, where we're doing a good job. I just think we always evaluate superintendent. I think it's time that the board evaluates ourselves too. So it wouldn't be a big, it's not gonna take a whole lot of time. I've seen the question, she sent me just an example of it, and it's not something that's gonna take a lot of time for you guys. So I think that was one of our board goals.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
so look for that, coming in a week or two, or something like that. I said I'd talk to you guys about it tonight. I think that would be good, everybody needs to assess themselves.
Teammates?
That's just for your
It's just
information, looks like. I think it's teammates, that's, yeah, the teammates does a survey. Looks like these are the responses that some of the mentees have sent back, and also the mentors. Just kind of some interesting things. Yeah, otherwise, that looks like we're adjourned, so I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you.